उस दिन तो है कि नहीं, कोल्ड ड्रिंक भी। Okay, so let us start the third question. Is it complete? Third question? Third question is not yet over. But some adjustment we had done. Some adjustment we had done. Adjustment on goodwill we have written in the balance sheet. Just check. Plant and fixture also we have written. Plant and fixture at respective places. Now do not disturb. Stock you have written in balance sheet, just check. No. Come to balance sheet. Asset side. Balance sheet, asset side, huh? In balance sheet, asset side, write down inventory. A limited inventory is 2,70,000. $2,70,000. Right in this inventory. B limited is how much? 1,80,000. Total in the same column. 4 lakh? Keep it here. 4,50,000 total. I'll come to this again. Then trade receivable. Have you drawn trade receivable line? Right, A limited. 9,40,000. Okay, B limited. Total in the outer column. 12,57,000. This you can write in the outer column because there is no adjustment. Next is investment at cost. Trade investment 37,500 to be written off. This trade investment of subsidiary company will be written off. So what is the entry for that? P&L account debit to trade investment written off. Whose P&L account? Subsidiary. Where is subsidiary's P&L account? In working note 2. Working note 2 is subsidiary's P&L account and reserve, and working note 5 is holding company P&L account. Okay. So you come to this working note. Have you drawn? Have you kept some 15-16 lines blank? Then you write down here. Keep 4 lines blank and write less trade investment written off in pre-acquisition column 37,500, because they wanted to write off on the date of acquisition only, but they have not done it. So now we will do it, but in pre-acquisition only. Any question on this? No. Now what about this next line? 7,200 equity shares. Working note 3. So in working note 3, write down cost of acquisition 8,10,000 here. You can write in outer column 8,10,000. Then balance at bank. In balance sheet, go to balance sheet, asset side, write in the first column, then write B limited also. What is the total of A and B? 1 lakh? And what is remittance in transit? 48,000 minus 40,500. So 7,500. So instead of writing A limited, which will be cancelled against B limited, only the net balance 7,500 I will write in remittance in transit. That adjustment is printed also. So what is my total? 2,02,000. You have to add, not less. Is it right? Okay. Next is, uh, where have we reached? Asset side is over. Wow. Liability side, note number 1, share capital. Holding company share capital always in note number 1. Always in note number 1. And always the first line will be authorized dash dash equity share of rupees 100 each dash 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 issued, subscribed and paid up. How many shares are there? 18,000 equity share of rupees 100 each, fully paid 18 lakh. And then we will go to balance sheet. Balance sheet, liability side, share capital. In the first column, write down quickly, be active 18 lakh. Is it right? And then what about the share capital of the subsidiary company B? Working note 3 and 4. Working note 3, first point B1. B1. Share in share capital, how much? 80% of 9 lakh. Write in bracket 80% of 9 lakh. Afterwards you will not be able to remember. Come to working note number 4, minority interest. Share in share capital, 20% of 9 lakh. Amount 1,80,000. Any query? What about the securities premium of A Limited? Reserve and surplus. Holding company all reserve in reserve and surplus except P&L account, which is working note 5. Yes? Yes. Assuming everybody was present yesterday. Who was absent? Absent? But we have already completed half of the question. Anyway, now write whatever you can. Show your talent. Solving second part first. Securities premium 2,70,000. Capital reserve in the inner column. Capital reserve of A Limited, right in the inner column. 1,20,000. One line blank. General reserve of A Limited. General reserve A Limited 2,25,000. There is no adjustment in general reserve, so I will write in outer column. Why there is no adjustment? Because there is no post acquisition general reserve of B. You see in your working note 2, there is no post acquisition general reserve of B. Then your question will be, why we have written capital reserve in the inner column? There may be goodwill or capital reserve. So always capital reserve will first write in the... Yes, because there can be goodwill or capital reserve. So that capital reserve we can add it here. Okay, next line. What about the subsidiary company's capital reserve? Working note 2. So we are on working note 2. All January in pre-column. Is it right? January in pre-column. Example, capital reserve. Capital reserve of B is 90,000. 1st January. General reserve. 1st January. How much is January? 2 lakh? 1 lakh 50. Okay, wait. 1,50,000 is right. Wait, don't write more than me. 1,50,000 you've written. And there are two P&L account in subsidiary. 1111. That P&L account 1111. Where will you write? 1,20,000. And that profit for 2011. Where? Proportionate or fully in post? When were shares acquired? January. First January. Okay. So current year will be post. Any query now? And what about the holding company's P&L account you have not written so far? Huh? Working note 5. Working note 5. Consolidated P&L account of A Limited. So A Limited, you can just save time and page by adding the two figure. Or you want to write two separate line, you can. P&L account 1111, profit for 11. Welcome, welcome. Yes or no? Is it understandable? Any query till now? So this completes the profit figure. Now creditor only pending. Where will you write creditor? Balance sheet. Asset side? Liability. Okay. Trade payable you've written? Right here. Trade payable. In A Limited first column. B Limited first column. Total in the outer column. 6 lakh. 6,90,000. Why you have to stretch it so much? 6,90,000. Okay, point number 1, plant of B was revalued at rupees 8,10,000 on 1/1/11 and fixture at rupees 75,000 and trade investment were deemed to be valueless. Then it says there was no purchase and sale of this asset during the year. Depreciation is 10% on plant, 5% on fixture. So now we will first complete this WN6. Is it WN6 in your book? So tell me how much is the opening balance you have written here? Huh? This is what is appearing in your notebook. Now we will find out WDV on 1/1/11. So do reverse working. This figure is after providing 10% depreciation. Is it right? So you take 6,75,000 divide by 90%. 7,50,000. Take this 85,500 divide by 95%. Is it 90,000? So this is the book value on this date. So we have to do revaluation on 1st January. So point number 1st January. First revaluation amount on 1st January 2011. This is given, right in bracket, given 8,10,000. And how much is this given? 75,000. Okay, write neatly. Somebody has to check also. And this is a 16-mark question. How many marks? Because you are a student of intermediate, so you have to solve in around 30 minutes everything. Already we have spent more than 30 minutes. Okay. Now what is the revaluation gain or loss on plant? First column, gain or loss? C minus B. Positive gain, negative loss. 15,000 loss. Next is, what is the short or excess depreciation? Anybody? Short depreciation. See, understand, this is the value of the asset, rectified value. So depreciation should be 8,10,000 into 10%, 81,000. But actually you have provided depreciation of 75,000. So 6,000 is short depreciation. 6,000. There is a shortcut to reach this number. Just take 60,000 into 10%, or you can compare 81,000 with 75,000. Which one you want? 81,000 minus 75,000 or 10% of 60,000? that is easy to understand later. Now next column, there is a excess depreciation charge in case of fixture, 5% of 15,000. This word you put in bracket, this you write positive. So write here 5% of 15,000. Okay, 5% of 15,000. So what is the revised fixed asset balance on 31/12/11? You have this. No. Anybody who can tell me what will be the closing balance of fixed asset for balance sheet purpose? So first you take this number on your calculator. This is your book value right now, ledger balance. I am going to pass an entry for appreciation. I am going to pass an entry for appreciation. Fixed asset account debit to revaluation reserve account. So fixed asset value will increase by 60,000. And then I am going to pass an entry for short depreciation. P&L account debit to fixed asset account 6,000. So the answer is 7,29,000. Anybody 7,29,000? Yes. Now for that you write one working note. My book value is 6,75,000 plus 60,000 minus 6,000. Now similarly you tell me in the second column 71,250. Write in bracket 85,500 minus 15,000 plus 750 plus 750. So is it 71,250? Wait, there is a shortcut also. 81,000 minus 10%. No, 8,10,000 minus 10%. And 75,000 minus 5%. That will also give you the same answer. Why you took unnecessary so much? You write that also. Or in the same column or below 8,10,000 minus 10%. 8,10,000. Suppose you understand this better, you can write this also. Or 75,000 minus 5% for 1 year. This way also you can reach the two magic figure. Okay. Now in this working note, we have to transfer three figures to our other answers, other working notes. Understand? This and this is revaluation, gain or loss, short or excess depreciation on plant. So this will go to pre, this will go to post. This will go to pre, this will go to post. And these two figures will go to that note number 3 which you have prepared in your notebook. Yes or no? Tangible asset, note number 3. First you go there. Go there, reach there, write plant. Plant written, A is written, one line is blank, just see. Why? So that one day you can write B Limited there. Write B Limited 7,29,000. B Limited 7,29,000 in bracket working note 6. Point number F. Point number is okay. Working note 6 you have written. 7,29,000 you have written. Add. Write in outer column. 18 lakh. 18 lakh 9,000. Continue. For fixture you have written. Fixture. Then write B Limited 71,250. 71,250. Total in the outer column. 251,250. Outer column figure is 251,250. Take total of both the tangible asset now. Last column total. 20 lakh 60,250. Is this lady right? Okay. So anybody who can tell me the total of tangible asset again? 20 lakh 60,000 both. Everybody got it? Everybody got it? Yes. Okay. Oh, Salman Khan, tube light. After so many days, you understood.
250 and Arkan is about 75,250.
It's better I stay in Agra only. I can be mentally more peaceful there. What is Agra? National Institute of Mental Health, okay? I think that is more peaceful. अभी ठीक है? 20, 75, 250. Who had given that magic number? You. Debarred from answering for next half an hour. For half an hour you will not speak anything. It's complete silence, punishment. This can be the worst punishment for you. No. What is the adjustment number 2? Depreciation I have done. But wait, you have only transferred to balance sheet. That pre and post is pending. Yes or no? Yes. So come to this analysis of B Limited. Analysis of B Limited. You have to transfer here also. So you have kept 14 lines blank, right? So write here revaluation gain or loss. Under that 2 points. Plant, fixture. So in plant there is a gain of 60,000. Fixture 15,000 loss. Then you write short depreciation. Short depreciation on plant, how much? 6,000 post column. Then excess depreciation on fixture, return back. You have to give the second effect also, na? You have passed these entries. This entry you have passed, this entry you have passed. This entry you have passed, this entry you have passed. And the total effect is gone to balance sheet also. Is it right? Everything goes by accounting. Double entry system. So you have done one major adjustment. Any query on this question? Point number 3. What is point number 3? Keep the point number 3 in front of you. The stock of B. The stock of B included 60,000 goods purchased from A, who have invoiced these goods at cost plus 25%. So there are two effects. Consolidated P&L account debit to stock account. Consolidated P&L account debit to, why consolidated P&L account? Because it is a downstream transaction. Who has sold to whom? Holding has sold to subsidiary. So holding has made the profit. If holding has made the profit, then we will reduce it from the profit of holding company. Okay? So that minority interest does not get affected. So that, because minority has nothing to do with this number, is it right? So you come to WN5. Point number B, less unrealized profit on stock. Write down the working also. Afterwards you will not remember. 25 by 125 into 60,000. How much is that? Positive or negative? What do you mean by less? Okay, understood. Come to asset side of balance sheet. Inventory is waiting for you. So write less stock reserve 12,000. What is the balance? 4 lakh 38,000. Yes or no? Any query? Now point number 4 we have done actually. Check of rupees 7500 was in transit on 31st December. Done. A Limited acquired the shares in B Limited on 1st January 2011. Okay. So now all adjustments are done. Sir, what we will do when all adjustments are done? We will take total of working note 2. You have some 4 lines more left. Why no? I had told you to keep 14 lines blank. We have only used 10 lines so far. So take total. 3 lakh? Right here, 367,500. $69? $69,750. $69,750. Who are the stakeholders in this B? A Limited and minority interest. Percentage 80-20. Is it 80-20? Say yes. Louder yes.
Yes, sir.
Now 367,500 into 80%. 2,94,000. 20%. 73. 80% of 69,750. 55,800. 13,950. 13,950. Is it right? Is it right? Okay. Is the calculation right now? So what we will do, understand this, I will transfer to cost of control to calculate goodwill. This I will transfer to working note 5 to calculate consolidated profit. And these two figure, as you know, working note 4 minority interest. Understood? So this we will transfer to working note 3. So let us come to working note number 3, where point number B2. Point number B2. 2,94,000. Total in the outer column 10 lakh. This time we have capital reserve. So tick tick capital reserve, cancel goodwill. This is a negative figure here. 2 lakh. 2,04,000. Now come to note number 2. This you transfer to note 2. Reserve and surplus. There is a reserve and surplus note 2. You have written capital reserve there. You have kept one line blank also. Add capital reserve arising on consolidation. Capital reserve arising on consolidation. Working note 3. Amount. Total capital reserve 3,24,000. Is it right? Don't take total, one figure is pending. P&L account is pending. Now you come to working note 5. Kindly come to working note 5. How much will you add in working note 5? Post acquisition profit. Share in post acquisition profit. So write here B Limited. In bracket working note, what was that? 2. 55,000. Yeah, 55,800. Okay, don't get angry. 55,800 is right. Now tell me these three items total. 8,83,000 this also we will transfer to note 2. Note 2. I am writing every time where we are transferring. After 3 months and 10 days, when you will open the notebook, you will find it. Okay. So 8,83,800. P&L account 883,200. Now you take this total. 17,02,000. Okay. Is it right now? Where will you transfer this figure? To balance sheet. Liability side. Reserve and surplus. 17,02,800. $17,02,800. And then you take total in the outer column. 35,02,800. Now only one figure is pending. Please go to working note 4. Share in pre-acquisition profit. Anybody who remembers pre-acquisition minority share? 73,500. Post-acquisition 39? 3950. Okay. 267. This will go to balance sheet, liability side, third line. Is the total correct?
Yes, sir.
Everybody, go to balance sheet yourself, write minority interest, take balance sheet both side total. How much is minority interest? 2,67,000? 450? 267,450. Is it right? 267,450? Say yes. Total 44 60 250. Goodwill is not there. That whatever goodwill is there, you transfer to outer column. Goodwill you transfer to outer column. How much goodwill you transfer to outer column? 48? 487500. Is it goodwill total? Okay. Now tell me the asset side total. Asset side total. 44 lakh 60,000 250. Is it over? Where? Done? You? Where? Is it telling? That's good. Any query now? Why? Understood. Even I have not understood. How can you understand? Then this is consolidation for your group 2 accounting. Easy, eh? Yes, it is easy. When you have to only copy from the screen. When I will give you homework, that time you will realize. After 3, 4, 2 square. Okay? Is everybody ready? Okay, question number 4. Read yourself. Then I am going to ask you few questions. Read question number 4. Okay, come to question number 4. The following are the balance sheets of X Limited and its subsidiary Y Limited on 31st December 2011. So what is the date of consolidation in the problem? We will say 31st December 12 or 11. 11. This is date of consolidation. Liability side, share capital. General reserve 1st January 2011. So underline 1st January 2011 is the opening date. So that means this is already existing on this point. Then P&L account, trade payable, building furniture, machinery, stock debtor, investment cash. Now they are saying X Limited acquired 80% of the share in Y Limited on 1st April 2011. So this is date of acquisition, 80% shares acquired. So this is 3 months pre. This is 9 months post. So current year profit we will apportion in the ratio of 3:9. That is 1:3. So current year profit will apportion the ratio of 3:9. X Limited acquired 80% share in Y Limited on 1/4/11 at a cost of rupees 1,12,000. Is right, 1,12,000. And the same amount is also appearing in balance sheet X Limited column investment 1,12,000. Can you see that? So this is the same investment in Y. The P&L account of X Limited includes interim dividend at the rate of 10% per annum from Y Limited. So who has received dividend from Y? X has received from Y, holding has received from subsidiary. So its P&L account includes dividend received from Y declared after 1st April. Its stock includes, whose stock includes? X Limited stock includes rupees 3,000 stock at cost purchase from Y, and the creditors include rupees 6,000 for purchases from Y. So you tick few items in the balance sheet: creditor, debtor, and stock also. Because this includes some intercompany dues or unrealized profit on stock. So we'll have to deduct certain amount from these numbers. Next line. Y Limited follow the practice of adding 25% on the cost in order to determine the selling price. So what is the unrealized profit on stock? Unrealized profit on stock will be 25 by 125 into 3,600, and this is an upstream transaction because Y has sold to X. So have you understood this unrealized profit treatment? Y has sold to X. 600 rupees will adjust from profit of Y. And where is the profit of Y shown? In the working note number 2. So this is a working note number 2 adjustment item. You will say in previous problem we have done in working note 5, but that was downstream. This is upstream. And then next paragraph, last paragraph, the balance in the P&L account on 1st January 2011 in the books of Y was 28,000. Now I am going to test your intelligence in full public view. Okay. My question is, what is the profit for the year made by Y? Read the full line first, then you will answer. The balance in the P&L account on 1st January 2011 is 28,000. And you will see in the balance sheet the closing balance of the P&L account of Y is 36,000. In the books of Y Limited was 28,000. An interim dividend at the rate of 10% per annum have been paid during the year out of the said undistributed profit. So during the year they have paid interim dividend also. What is the source of interim dividend? The last year profit. That means it is a dividend out of pre-acquisition profit. Source of dividend is this profit. This is the profit at the beginning of the year. This profit already exists on 1st January 2011 and the shares were acquired on 1st April. Dividend was paid out of this 28,000. So the source of the dividend is pre-acquisition profit. Am I right? It was paid out of 28,000 which was earned in last year. How much was the dividend paid? 10%, but should I write here 10%? You only said 10%. You have to quantify in monetary term. Accountant means money terms. Haji, anybody wants to give me a figure here? 3750, 5,000, 6,000, 5,000. Who has paid dividend? B. Y. 50,000 into 10%. 5,000. But interim dividend is paid for 6 months. Interim dividend is paid for 6 months. So although 6 months is not mentioned there, we will assume that interim dividend is paid for 6 months. So 6 by 12. It comes to 2,500. Assumption, interim dividend was paid for 6 months and the term they have used is 10% per annum. Per annum, if they are using means we'll do the proportionate calculation for 6 months. Is it 2,500? So this is their closing balance given in balance sheet. This is opening balance and this is the dividend paid. So can I say, what can I say? Net profit for the year is 10,500. If you assume interim dividend is 2,500 paid. If you assume 5,000 paid, then answer will change. If per annum was not written, then 5,000. You are right. If per annum was not written, then take 5,000 directly. Is it right? Now, source of the dividend is pre-acquisition profit. Where should holding company credit the dividend received? Investment account. But where have they credited? Second line of the problem. Its P&L account includes dividend. Means it has been credited to P&L account. Right or wrong? Wrong. Wrong. What is wrong? It should be credited to. And it has been credited to. Rectification entry. P&L account debit to investment account. P&L account debit to? So that means we will reduce from P&L account and we will reduce the carrying amount of investment. So tick mark investment also 1,12,000. that figure needs to be rectified. That figure needs to be, because we need to reduce the dividend received out of pre-acquisition profit. Tick mark P&L account of X Limited 80,000. That also needs to be rectified. So many rectification I have to do. Small student, what all he will do? The profit for the year 2011 has been earned evenly during the year, means 3:9. 3:9. There is no abnormal transaction. So therefore just divide this 10,500 in the ratio of 3:9. That is the meaning of this paragraph. Draft a CBS. Draft a CBS. Will you be able to draft yourself? Yes? Copy? Draw yourself? No? Okay. So first we will write the heading. CBS of X Limited as on 31/12/2011. This is the liability side. Do it yourself, liability side. Below this you write asset also on your own. Action. Quickly. You don't have time today. You have to complete 2 more columns after this. 2 more. Is balance sheet ready? Write note 1. You only said ready. Can we start now? Say yes. Liability side is ready? Write fast. Do you think it's a BCom exam? Now write asset side. Asset side yourself. Is asset side ready? No, sir. When will I get to hear yes? Okay, so all of you have drawn the format. Now we are ready to prepare note 1. Note 2, note 3. What is note 3? Tangible asset. There are 3 tangible asset. So I'll prepare note 3 also. So on your own, write down share capital, 5 lines blank. Reserve and surplus, 6 lines blank. Tangible asset, note number 3, 10 lines blank. How many lines? 10 only, not many. Then only 5 working notes. Tangible asset, note number 3. If you have more than one tangible asset, note number 3. Now those who have done, share capital 5 lines blank, reserve and surplus 5 lines blank or 6 lines blank, tangible asset 10 lines blank, 3 into 3, 9 plus 1 total. Working note 1, shareholding pattern of Y. X Limited is holding how many shares? Is it 80? Right, 80. Don't remember 80. In all 4 questions it was 80. That is only coincidence. But some rattebaj will remember 80-20 only. Now write working note 2. How many columns you will draw? Which 3? Serial number, particular, pre, post. In post how many column? 1 or 2? 1 is enough. P&L account. General reserve will not write in post column. General reserve was already in existence on 1st January. Okay? And shares were acquired on 31st or 1st April. So the entire general reserve will go to pre column. No general reserve will be going to or written in post column. So you are right. 2 columns are enough on the right side. Analysis. Not Anna. Analysis of profit of Y Limited pre-acquisition, post-acquisition, 12 lines blank, minimum. More than that is welcome. Working note 3. Goodwill or capital reserve. I have made one small change in the format, just note it. This time there is a dividend received out of pre-acquisition profit that needs to be rectified. So I have added one more line in this working note, cost of acquisition less dividend out of pre-acquisition profit, therefore net cost of acquisition. So in those questions, if dividend is paid out of pre-acquisition profit, then we will add 2 more lines in working note 3, less dividend out of pre-acquisition profit and net cost of acquisition. Right? Now you can draw the format. So draw working note 3, goodwill or capital reserve. Then after that you draw working note 4 yourself, 5 yourself. 4 and 5. 4 and 5 over. Can we start now? No or yes? Why? Still writing. Working note 4 also. Okay, so here we begin. I am assuming you have drawn this working note 4 also. 5? 5, only one line is required. Heading consolidated P&L account dash X Limited. Right hand side rupees. Okay. So after drawing format, next task is to first transfer balance sheet figure at the respective places. Okay. After that we will do the adjustment. Then we'll do the closing ceremony. So first share capital. Everybody note number 1. Note number 1. Share capital authorized dash dash equity share of rupees dash dash each, no dash dash, 100 rupees each, dash dash double underline, issued, subscribed and paid up. Can I write 1500 equity share of rupees 100 each, fully paid, amount 1,50,000. Is it 1,50,000? Where will you transfer? Balance sheet, liability side, first column. Share capital 1,50,000. What about subsidiary company? Y Limited 50,000 rupees. First go to working note 3. We will write share in share capital point B1. 80% of 50,000. Is it 40,000? And 20% of 50,000 in minority interest. How much is that? 10,000. Are you writing all working also? Or no? Yes. After 3 months, 10 days, I will not be there, okay? You will be alone at 10:30 in a hall. Share capital is over. What about general reserve 1st January? Note 2. First holding company note 2. Right here. General reserve 95,000. 1st January 2011. And what about Y Limited? Working note 2. Which column? Pre-acquisition column. If general reserve was already in existence before the shares were acquired, then it is a pre-acquisition reserve. Reserve is already there. Shares were acquired on 1st April. Understood? What about P&L account of X Limited, working note 5? Write down yourself, point number 8. X Limited 80,000. Y Limited 36,000. But that 36,000, you prepared one P&L account in your discussion? Yes or no? How will you present it 36,000? See on the screen. You first write like this: P&L account, balance on 1/1/11, 28,000. This is there in your by balance brought down. Out of that, we paid interim dividend. So interim dividend paid. Calculation also we will write 50,000 into 10% into 6/12, 2,500. So this 28,000 was last year profit balance, out of which 2,500 has gone. So how much is the remaining profit of last year now? 25. So this 25,500 will be written in pre-column because it was already there in the books of the company on 1st January 2011. Okay. And then write down current year profit. current year profit is equal to 36,000 minus 25,500 is equal to 10,500 in the ratio 3:9. I am writing in detail everything. You'll understand afterwards also. So divide this 10,500 in the ratio of 3:2625 and 7875. Is it right? Now if you take total of these four numbers, it will come to 36,000. So only what I did, I apportioned 36,000 in pre and post column. I apportioned 36,000 in the pre and post column. Is it matching? Nothing great. Only that same 36,000 you have written. But there is a hidden adjustment here. There is a hidden adjustment. What is that? This dividend is paid out of pre-acquisition profit. And it is written in second line of the question, P&L account of holding company includes dividend received from subsidiary company. So the right entry was bank to investment. Wrong entry, bank to P&L account. Rectification entry, P&L account debit to investment. So where is investment account? Working note 3. This is investment, na, cost of acquisition. So this we will reduce by 2,000. Is 2,000 right? Some of you are wondering why 2,000? Because our share is only 80%. We are not 100% stakeholder. We are only holding 80% of the subsidiary. So I am going to receive 80% only. Minority will receive 500, but that we are not bothered. That we are, that money has been paid to outsiders, gone. We are not doing accounting in the books of outsiders. Second effect of this, working note 5. Do you have working note 5? Yes. So we prepare separate working note 5 because sometimes lot of adjustments are given here. Okay. So therefore what will you write here? Dividend out of pre-acquisition profit wrongly credited. This is a rectification of error adjustment. 2,000 rupees in bracket. 2,000 in bracket. You will reduce it from 80,000 afterwards. Any query on this? Now the problem is very easy. Okay? Any query? No. Continue. Come back to your question book. P&L account adjustment we have done. Dividend adjustment we have done. Trade payable. Do we have any adjustment in trade payable? Say yes. So there is an intercompany dues, 6,000 rupees. So that I will reduce it. Okay. So you are on the balance sheet right now. Trade payable, first column, X Limited, 15,000. Y Limited, 16,100. Total is 31,100 less intercompany dues. Intercompany dues. How much? Outer column 25,100. 25,100. Okay. And then you come to asset side. But then you have to go to that note number 3 which you have prepared. You have prepared 10 lines blank. Note number 3, 10 lines blank. Right hand side 2 column, rupees. Write like this. Building. Next line, X Limited, first column, 1,03,000. Y Limited, first column, 30,000. Total in the outer column, 1,33,000. Continue. Next line, machinery, first column. Anybody? First column, 25,000. Second, next line, Y Limited, 24,000. 24,000 total. 49,000. Next line, furniture. X Limited, first column, 5,000. Y Limited, first column, 3100 total, outer column, 8100. Is 8100 right? Now you will take total of all three. Final figure only, 1 lakh. 90,000? 190? Everybody? No mistake. Transfer to balance sheet. Outer column, 190, 100. Then come back to your question book. Stock in balance sheet, current asset, inventory. X Limited is how much? 34,000. Y, total in the same column. In the same column. Keep it here. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this. Then trade receivable. X Limited, 28,000. Y Limited, total in the same column. 43 less intercompany dues. How much is intercompany dues? 6,000? Is it 6,000? Say yes. What is the balance? 37? This way you will present the answer properly. Every figure is visible, okay? Afterwards, when you will read the answer, you will not have to struggle how this 37,800 has come. All working is appearing in the answer sheet. Now, investment, where will you write investment? Cost of acquisition, working note number, line number A1. A1, 1,12,000, now in the first column. Net cost of acquisition in the outer column, 1,10,000, because you will deduct 2,000 from 1,12,000. Is it understandable? Say yes. Yes. Continue. Why you are sitting idle? Cash and cash equivalent, balance sheet, last item. Right? X Limited yourself, 33,000. Y Limited, 11,000. So total in the outer column, is it 44? 0, 0, 0. 4, 4, 0, 0, 0. All balance sheet item we have done. Step number 1, read the problem. Step number 2, draw the working note and format. Step number 3, transfer the balance sheet item to respective places. And now, step 4, adjustments if any pending. One adjustment is pending. Which adjustment is pending? Anybody? Stock reserve adjustment is pending. Paragraph number 1, line number 2. Its stock 3, line number 3. Its stock include rupees 3,000 stock at cost purchased from Y. And then fourth line, Y Limited adds 25% on the cost to determine the selling price. This is pending. Dividend adjustment and intercompany dues we have done. How much is the unrealized profit on stock? You are on the balance sheet right now. Let's stock reserve. 25 by 125 into 3,600. Balance in the outer column, 53. And where is the second effect of this 600? This is one effect. Who has sold to whom? Y to X. Upstream or downstream? Upstream. Y to X. Subsidiary to holding is upstream. Okay. So we have to adjust in working note 2, so that the minority share will also get distributed to minority interest. So you are on working note number 2, less stock reserve, or you can write unrealized profit on stock, and in the post column 600. So this is a constant assumption. Stock reserve will be deducted from post acquisition unless specifically given in the problem. Okay. So now We have done all adjustment. Still, if you have any query, you can ask me. No query? Sure. Then why you are waiting? Why don't you take total of working note 2? 30125. Second column I will tell you 7275. Okay. Now write here X Limited 80%. Minority interest 20%. 80% of 30,125, 24,100 is right. And 6,000, 6025. Next column 5820 and 1455. Up to this you have done. Now this figure working note 3. This figure working note 5. These two figure working note 4. Same thing we will do every time. I have simplified actually. Okay, the whole process is designed to simplify the answer. So what you do, dear student, kindly come to working note 3. Working note 3, line number B2. Line number B2. First column 24,100. Total in the outer column. Goodwill is equal to A minus B 45,900. Go to balance sheet asset side. Balance sheet asset side. Balance sheet asset side. Intangible asset. You have written intangible asset. Write goodwill. Working note number also write. Amount outer column 45, like this. Everything is understandable. Then you come to working note 5. First you will go to 3, then 5, then 4. 3, 5, 4. So working note 5, you write down there, add Y limited. Add Y limited. In bracket working note 2. Amount 58, just 5820. Total 83. Where will you transfer this number? Note 2, reserve and surplus. Note 2, reserve and surplus. Note 2, reserve and surplus. What was that figure? 83820. Right here P&L account, working note 5. Take total 178820. Say yes. 178820. Balance sheet. Balance sheet 178820. Total 328820. Now you do one thing for me. Find out minority interest total. 7. Is it right? 17480. Can I trust you? Write working note 4 here. Everything will be understandable later. All link we have given. Link. Okay. So tell me balance sheet total. 3,71,000. Asset side. Same. Amazing. 371,400. You people seem to be reasonably talented. Yes, first you ensure that 371,400 is appearing on both sides. Assumption right. it is assumed that interim dividend is paid for 6 months. It is assumed that interim dividend is paid for 6 months. It is assumed that interim dividend is paid for 6 months. Okay. Yes. Understood? Tallied? No query? As you wish. You have any query? Okay. So after 4, what comes? 5. Now come to question number 5. On 1st April 2011, A Limited paid rupees 1,10,000. Paid rupees 1,10,000. Underline, for 90% of the issued capital of B. So this time it is 90. Rattebajo, this time it is not 80. 90. And the cost of acquisition is 1,10,000 originally. 1,10,000, right? The asset and liabilities of the two companies on 31st March 12 was as under. Underline the date of consolidation, 31st March 2012. This is date of consolidation. And the shares were acquired on 1st April 11. So DOA is 1/4/11 and DOC is 31/3/12. So one good thing for you is that the current year entire profit is post. So this entire profit is post acquisition. And profit on this date will be pre. Okay. Whatever profit existed on 1/4/11 will be pre, and whatever profit earned after 1/4/11 is post. So that way it is easier. Continue the story. Share capital of ₹10 each, general reserve on 1st April 11. So this general reserve on 1st April 11 subsidiary company 20,000 is a pre-acquisition general reserve. Is a pre-acquisition general reserve because it is already appearing in the balance sheet on 1st April 11. Understood? Any query? No. Next line. P&L account 31st March 12. Wait, don't jump to conclusion. Profit and loss account on 31st March 12 is given, but the detailed working of that P&L account is given in Manchotu table 2 below. Is it right? Like we did in the previous problem on P&L account we had prepared. This time your institute is so kind, they have given themselves only. Then current liability 6% debenture held by A. Tick mark. Intercompany dues 6% debenture held by A. On the asset side, also tick mark investment. It must be including debenture held in B. Is it right? Are you understanding? Everything will not be written. If it is written that B has issued debenture held by A, it means on the asset side of A, investment in debenture in B should appear. So that includes investment in B also, that 1,56,000 figure. It also includes investment in share also. It also includes investment in share also. But still the total is not matching. So that means there is some other investment also. There are 3 investment in that. 3: equity, debenture and others. 36,000? No. That is the beauty of C exam. What you see is not the reality. Okay. Fixed asset, tangible current asset, investment at cost. Non-current investment. So the other investment we will put under the heading non-current investment. Debenture I will cancel, equity share I will cancel, but any other investment will appear in balance sheet under the heading non-current investment. And then there is some goodwill already there in the books of the company. On 1st April 11, the opening credit balance of A Limited P&L account, underline A Limited, A is holding. Opening credit balance of A Limited P&L account was 26,000. Out of this balance, a 10% dividend was paid subsequently. Write down in bracket. Useless sentence. This will not affect my answer. Ignore it. Why ignore it? Because this is holding company's opening balance of P&L account is given, which I don't need. Holding company has paid the dividend. It has gone to outsiders. No side effect of that. And it has been already paid. It means your bank balance has already got adjusted. Your P&L account has already got adjusted. So all figure given to you in the closing balance sheet has already been adjusted. Has already been, and there is no side effect. There is no, why side effect? If subsidiary would have paid the dividend, then there is a side effect. Why? Holding will receive. Like in previous problem, subsidiary had paid dividend of 2,500, holding received, and we had to pass one rectification entry for that. So this line is useless because it is related to parent company paying dividend, not going to affect my answer. Then why it is given? To confuse a CA. To confuse a pre-confused CA student. Correct. Institute has their own way of increasing their own reserve and surplus. Okay. This is one such example. Next line. The P&L account balance of B Limited showed the following. So this is the entire movement of P&L account from the opening to closing. So tell me, where will you write balance brought forward on 1st April 11, 22,000? Pre-acquisition. Net profit for this year, 12,000. Pre or post? Post. Then dividend paid for year ended 31st March 11, 9,000. So is it pre or post dividend? Dividend paid for year ended 31st March 11. Pre, because we have purchased share on 1st April. Dividend is being paid for 31st March 11.